Hey, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to
Hey,
the
how's it going?
welcome to the sixth episode of the Collective Perspective podcast. I am blessed to be with the my amazing guest, Ethan.
Yeah, amazing. Well, it's good to be here, and I'm happy that we're going to be talking today, and it's good. It's great.
Yeah, I'm excited to jump right into some of the topics that we have today. And on the top of the list, we have what are some of the responsibilities that businesses have towards really bringing value to society and also holding true to their values and ethics. And what do you have to say about that?
So, I mean, it's a great question. I mean, not it being broad, but small businesses itself, right? And you're talking about ones that maybe started up by one person or like a very small collective, and they are affected by the community, right? So wherever you are, about what you do is affected by it, but you also affect the community. And I know we were talking about this before, Anthony. It was that small businesses are affected because big businesses, like people don't care about big businesses messing up, right? And the small businesses get the back end of it. And them affecting the community, right? You guys, any customers, going to those small businesses after a small complaint, right? Destroys those small businesses because everybody goes and complains about a small problem. And big corporations don't need to worry about that because I mean they have enough revenue. They have and they could give you 1,000 free items and that's okay.
Yeah.
And
What I have to say is like, should we be holding these big businesses more accountable for their actions, or the society and what we value, and also like the environment? Because there's a lot of these businesses that take um, very shady practices and really fuck up how what the youth values, our society values, and also how we treat the environment and the world.
yeah, no, I mean I fully agree. And so you started that like the snack business, and partially with that is how that business runs and functions, right? And a big corporation can run and function as their own entity. And small businesses, I mean, they say it all the time that like you need to be a part of the community and you need to do things for the community because that's all you have, right? You're the small businesses starting out in that small area. You don't have a heads up and a leeway. And small businesses don't understand that you can create that head and you can create like being important and being that number one by just it's not acting, but by being right number one. So if you put yourself out there as the best, as like whatever you want to be, and it may not be better than that corporation, but you have your own thing. You're going to make it in that world, right? And the small businesses always get torn down by the community by, it might not fit here, right? Oh, if you open up a club in like this nice area, you're going to get hate for it, right? But you're small businesses, right? You're just trying to start, but that might be not be that you're talking about, you know.
Yeah,
So I
it definitely like small businesses are definitely extremely important. Being a small business owner myself, but I feel like it's also our responsibility to create what it is that we stand for, and also to, of course, stand by that. But also, as the consumers, I feel like it's important for us to hold these bigger businesses accountable for their actions. And if we don't, then nobody will, and they'll just be run by monetary gain and power, damn the costs of the environment and their overall impact on the community and the world by how they treat people in other nations, for example, and the way in which they get their materials and the effects that they have on the environment. And I feel like it's very important for us as the consumers to also stand up for saying that we aren't going to tolerate that type of behavior. Because if we're fine with it and we just like allow it because it's cheaper, then it's basically saying that this type of behavior is acceptable. I feel like that's something extremely necessary if we don't want to live in a fucking wasteland.
No, and I agree with you. I think the big businesses that are, you know, like going under the radar, you know, from people being like, oh, whatever, you know, like you can't do anything about it because they're already big business. And half of that's true, right? I mean, you can knock down a small business just by months, right? To a big corporation about, oh my God, you know, I found this bug in my cereal, right? And you sue them, they're gonna go, you know what? We'll just send you 10 boxes. To them, that's pennies, right? But if a small business did that, you're losing hundreds, right? You're losing your product. I mean, if you, so I mean, listen, let's go this way. If Amazon decided to mess up, and I was telling you this before, but if Amazon decided to mess up an order, right? It's one day late. People go, it's gonna come in, right? But you know, there's nothing I can do. I mean, the most I can do is maybe go for like a return. If you, right, decide to sell a snack and someone didn't like, they'd come back, you know, about you and say, oh, I don't like the snack. But why is that, right? Why is it now, oh, well, Amazon's okay, but the small business or whatever it is now, you know, like in the red flag zone, you know? And I think for people, they want to put their input into the business and be like, you know, oh, I don't like this about it. I don't like that about it, right? But the big corporation, they can't change, you know, they're just like, it is how it is, right? And that's the difference. And you need to be like who you are, you know, you need to be, yeah, this is what it is, you know, and not let that people affect you and the community affect you.
Yeah, that really comes in with like strong branding, and that is really built over time about what it is that you promise to the consumer and really holding yourself to that promise and marketing that so that more people will begin to notice that. And I'm still learning that. We're still relatively new, and that is a very big part of it. And over time, if you do hold yourself to the standard and the image that you create for yourself, that will kind of build a trustworthiness that will precede you, would be the word.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that like I'm not saying like you shouldn't take positive critique, right? I mean, like if someone's like, hey, I don't like this, right? You're like, well, why not, right? But small businesses fail because not like they'll change up stuff, but they're not confident in their product. They were, right? They started the company, they said, wow, you know what, this is gonna make it, right? But as it started and as they got negative critique, right, because the people that thought they weren't gonna make it, or because they didn't like it, right, whatever, the club was in the wrong area, right, that type of stuff. When they thought they weren't gonna make it, right, then they lose their sight and their hope in their product, right? And they're like, wow, you know, like they lost their way, you know. And small businesses need to know that. Big corporations are making millions a day and they're like, well, we're doing something right. Well, the small businesses are living off the change and saying, you know, I'm not confident in myself, in my product anymore, right, in what I can do. And that's why everything fails and, you know, just collapses, you know what I mean?
Okay. And also possibly when they were getting into it, they didn't know all of the stuff that really goes into this. Like there is a lot to learn, really, like with all different aspects of marketing, like getting the attention needed to really make it possible, and they underestimate the knowledge that is required for that, and also the time and trial and error. And like at first, like if they like don't get any attention at all when they thought it would be like really easy, they might start to doubt themselves, where it's like they just need to learn some sort of lesson that will allow them to move forward to the next step. And, like,
yeah, and I think, oh no, my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You can have like the best product, it doesn't matter about the product, but if you don't know how to actually get the attention needed, then it will fail. So
yeah, and I think you need to enjoy your process. right? Like everyone starts out small. You think Amazon just started, boom, and it was huge?
Yeah.
You know, like no one knew about it until it became big. Yeah, and yeah, started in his garage or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, right, you need to enjoy that. So the small businesses that are, you know, you need to, right, you're, you know, just like you were saying, be confident in yourself, right? You were just talking about that. And and I'll go like a little bit more into like how sales are, you know, and like what your perspective is on it, and like, you know, what like, you know, could be different. But I mean, you just need to keep your head on straight, you know, and make sure that like you're not losing yourself when you're doing all this, you know. And that's the most important part. And half of the other thing is, how can you sell your product? You know, I mean, we talk about it in business school a lot, when it's, you know, what's in it for them. You know, why do they want to buy it? You know, if they're going to buy an item, why? You know, why do they want it? Why do they want yours, right? What's going to make it good for them to buy your product than someone else's? And the big sales part of that goes back to the big business, small business, where big businesses can offer you, if you look at an advertisement, you'll notice that they actually don't tell you to buy anything. They say, this is what it is. This is what it can do for you. And if you don't want it, go yourself. Right? And that's
that exact words.
And it's that simple,
that's our
right?
This is what it does. It's tasty. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
And that's how it is. And if like, you know, and it makes you it makes you want it. You know, it makes you not want to walk away and go, whatever. It makes you go, wait, shoot, do I want it? Now you're fucking second guessing yourself, even though you didn't want it in the first place.
Like, I don't want to fuck myself.
No, yeah, and you're like, oh shit. It even gets more interesting when you add deals in, dude. So I did like a little small business for a while, and you'd throw deals on things, and they would go nuts, even though, like, you know, it didn't make a difference to you, but that's a little sale point, right? Yeah. Oh my God, guys, like, you know, this, be confident in your sale, right? Be like, this is gonna save you money. You know what I mean? This is the product you want. And if you don't want it, yourself. Straight up, right? Get out. Because you don't want the negativity. And if you continue to sell to the person that doesn't, right, that gets you down. Now you start second guessing yourself. If you can't sell, if you can, right? So start and you'll hear big people talk about all the time, like keeping customers, right? You want people to come back, right, and all that. It's not more or less coming back, but it's making sure that they enjoyed it. Because you could go back to anywhere, right? Walmart. I mean, I don't enjoy when I go there, but I have to go there for some things, right? But that's a big business. That they have everything. You might not have everything. You have a selection. So what's going to make me want to come back to you? Is it the type of snacks you have? Because I could order them, off another website, right? Is it, the timing you get to me, right? If I text you, oh my God, I love these items, how much are they? And you instantly answer. Yeah, it's a selling point, right? But that's not what I'm going to remember. I just remembered, it was good service, right? If I had a problem, he fixed it. The selling point is how their interaction was with you. What do you remember when you have a good time?
This is a good time.
But do you remember any facts about going out? Do you remember, how they served your cup of coffee in the morning? No, but you remember that you were happy when you got the cup of coffee, right? You remember that you were happy with the interactions, maybe with the person. So if you go up and you're confident and you're happy and you're confident in yourself and you know that you can do this, right? Don't overdo yourself with the whole confidence of you, but go into, I know my product, right? I know this is going to do good. And that wraps back into the whole small business. But as long as you can just keep your focus and make sure that you're selling what you want, there's no way you can't sell something.
Yeah, you made a couple of things click for me when you were saying that.
Yeah. And if anyone's listening to this, right, rewind that and re-listen to it again. Because when you're in small business and you're trying to make it in the world and you don't know how, think about what people are going to remember. When I talk to everyone, right? Same with you, Anthony, like right when you called me, everything I said to you was for a reason. Because not like I want to make you feel a certain way. I mean, shit, I want to make you feel happy and welcome, right? But I could have said other things and it would have been weird. It would have been strange. Right? So when you're talking like, so if I got on a podcast and I went, oh, hey, yep, just just here, it makes it fucking weird, right? But if I'm nice, relaxed, and with a customer, right, face to face, being happy, eccentric, being the guy they want to talk to, right? You need to be that guy, and half of it is half psychology, right? So when you see someone, you need to see what they are like. If they're happy, if they're mad, if they come into your fucking store, right? And they're like, I don't know what type of snacks I want. I don't know, I'm pissed. It's not like you need to match their energy. Yeah. But like, figure out. Like,
oh yeah, I get your fucking snacks right here.
No, dude, people will come into my work all the time, right? And this is where I've experienced it the most. And it's actually helped a lot. Where people will come in, right, with an attitude. They're pissed off because they can't find an item. Sometimes people are happy, right, and come in and are really excited. I've had people come in that are miserable, right? And it's all about how you treat them. So if they come in and you notice, right, shit, they're mad, right? They're upset. If a guy came in, I'll give you an example real quick. Guy came in, he's really upset. And, I said, it just looked pissed, right? Threw his stuff down on the counter, right? Said, I'll give you my card number, whatever, right? Dickhead, complete dickhead. And I went, did you find everything okay today, sir? Right, and he looked up at me, because when does he ever get called sir, right? And he went, and he looked up at me. And then, I was like, can I get your bag today? Whatever, the normal gist that normal people would do on the sales floor. Yeah. But that connection between the person and you means a lot more than what they just bought. It means, that personal connection. So when that guy, I said, hey sir, like, how are you? He went, oh, he went, oh, I could be doing way better. Right. And I went, oh, we all have those days. Right. But I'm glad you're here now. Right. You're just get him off that topic. Right. But now you're playing the psych game with him. So what does he want? What do you want? Right. You want him to be happy, but he doesn't know why you don't know why he's upset and shit. You want to make something better. So you got to start reading the room, right? See what other people want and match it. So if someone comes in, they want a snack, right? Be happy. Be that guy who's going to sell them a snack. Someone comes in, they're fucking hungry. Say, dude, yeah, I am too. Right? Be like, yeah, no, I get that. Someone's having a bad day. Say, well, at least you're above the ground, right? Like just be that guy that's just there, right? Be the one that they want to come back to, and they're going to remember you. I get people call my name. Oh, this is the last point, but I get people asking me all the time, "What's your name?" And I'll say, "Oh, Ethan Giorgio," and they'll go, "Oh, well, the next time I come back, I'm going to remember you." And it was never what they bought. It was never how fast I got to them. It was the interactional and personal interaction that I had with them. And I mean, business owners will say this all the time, right? It's how the person feels afterwards. So when you use an Apple product, right, you feel satisfied afterwards. And if you went to the customer service and said, hey, I have this problem, they're going to fix it for you. And then you feel satisfied. You didn't focus on what happened with the service, right? You didn't know that your phone just got fixed. You were just happy it got fixed in a manner they knew they could, right? Yes, of course we can do this. You would love hearing, of course we can do that for you. More than, maybe that can be done, right? Of course we can. Be confident in yourself, even if you can't, right? Even if you can't fix the fucking phone, of course I can fix this for you, right? Make them believe it. Then once they do, right, do your fucking best. And I guarantee you, trial and error, you're going to get better. Okay, the only way to get better is by messing up and learning again. And I guarantee you that's the cheat code to life. So if you want to start a business, start it. Do your research. Start it. Fail. Start again. I've done it with 13 businesses so far. Wow. And it's not like they start up and fail, but you notice bad points, right? Like you notice like bad team members, bad psychology, bad like thinking. And this will go all the way back from corporate to small business of how interaction with customers means the difference. Big corporations just do it easily. They go, you guys are so great. Thank you for shopping. We're going to give everyone a discount. Discount on the shit they create, right? Like, okay. And so now everyone's going hype and they enjoy that. What you have to do as a small business is say, when you shop here, it really does help us out. Give them the reminder, right? But also make that whole time that they're in there a personal interaction with you. And that's all I have to say. That's how you do it.
That's amazing. Thank you.
And that's the process. Hell yeah, brother. You have any questions?
What would you say some of the aspects that you've noticed that have really stood out in some of the times that you've said you started some of these businesses?
Yeah.
What are some of the aspects that really caused them to not work?
So some of them was not believing in yourself, right? So I started a bunch of them, and half of it was I would start the company, I'd be happy, and as I saw problems come up, I'd get uninvolved with it. I'd say, I don't really want to have to deal with this anymore, right? There's a lot more work than I thought. You obviously have to work for what you want, right? Sometimes it's too much work. And I always thought, right, in my mind, everyone always has a specified field. So when you're born, when you die, you have a reason, right? Sometimes people are doctors. And it's not just a doctor, right? You're a father, you're a coach, you're whatever, right? You can be a whole bunch of things, but you're a doctor, right? You're a lawyer, you're, whatever, you're a construction worker. Everyone has their purpose, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here, right? But you want to have a purpose, everyone has to. And I think half of that was, me not having that purpose in the business, me being like, dude, I have no expertise, right? If I wanted to start a plumbing business, I would have no expertise. Yeah. So I wouldn't, right? Another factor when I started one was people. So you'd work with certain people, and so I started 2 by myself. And the third I did, or not started, came up with, got the whole thing, and, fell out. The third one I started with someone else. And as the business went on, we made money. But problems decided to come up either with customers, right? Social interaction, maybe not getting enough customers. They decided, that to move on, right? To fade away. And that's what killed the company. So, and not like it's happening now, but you have to always keep your employees or business partners amped up in the whole process, right? You have to be the one that's like confident in your product. That's what I've been saying this whole time, right? Confidence in your product is the only thing you need. Because once you're confident and you know your shit, you can sell it to anyone and they're going to believe you, right? If you give me a pen, no, you give me this thing of soap, right? And say, why would I buy this instead of someone else? And if I say to you, because I know that can clean your hands better than any other soap, you can go bullshit, right? You can call bullshit and wash your hands with it. But then you come back to me and said, my hands aren't as clean, right? There's another soap that can clean better. I don't really give a shit. You just bought the soap, right? So half of that was you bought the soap. You're going to use the soap, and then you're going to realize and go, you know what? They don't use the soap, and you take that critique, right? And you say, the soap really didn't clean my hand. Now you go, you know what? Let's try and make it a little bit better, right? So you make the better soap. And then the person comes back again and goes, oh, I remember, yeah, your soap sucked. And you go, well, we actually took your idea into consideration, and we made a better soap. And I think this one now will clean your hands perfectly. And in this whole thing, right, you're creating that social interaction, making sure that the person's happy, that they're having a great time. Obviously, right, if the product doesn't work, and this is if the product isn't what you're saying it is, if the product doesn't work, you need to bring them back and say, how can I make you happy again? Right, which was what we were talking about, right, being confident in your product. If you're not confident that shampoo can wash your hands, don't freaking sell it. Have another dude sell it that can be confident in it.
because I don't want to have to hear from someone going, I think it's going to clean your hands. No, I want to know it's going to clean my hands, right? If you're not confident, I'm not buying it. And that's with most of everything. Half the things I've bought, people have been confident. I have a question for you, if you don't mind. So for small businesses, what's one thing that I guess people struggle with daily, like in the long run, but daily that people struggle with? Is it like finding customers? Is it, keeping them? Is it, so it's finding customers?
Yes. And really learning how to build a social media presence and really stand out from all the other people. And really building the brand and building your identity in the community. And also, for me, learning how to make content for these social medias that is unique, is eye-catching, and also converts to sales, because even if you do get attention, how do you really convert that into a sale?
No, I get that. I mean, you might get views on videos, but that doesn't mean people are buying on your website. Exactly. I get that, right? So it's always been a hard subject, right? Advertising. And people who do it are either manipulators or are very, very good advertisers. Keeping a customer is not hard. Once you have one, you can keep them, right? Make sure you're confident. Make sure you create that social connection between them. Advertising is really tough. It's what's popular. It's what's in demand. It's what's gonna catch the person's attention, but also, like you're saying, bring them in. Right? You don't want them just watching. You want them clicking, right? I guess you could say you have to think out of the box for this one.
Yes.
So so I'll give you an example, and I was telling you this before, but when I started this gambling company, I didn't know how to advertise. I didn't know how do you put VR, right, out to people who don't play VR, and people who do play the game. How do you get them to get off of VR and then sign up on a website? Like, that's some extra fucking steps, right? We didn't take the route of go sign up to our website. That's not what we're doing, right? It's, well, let's put our face out there, right? Let's see what happens, and we're going to take it slow. So I say for advertising, it's part of the journey. You will not be popular in the beginning unless you had this brilliant ass idea that changed the world, right? And you became famous. But the probability that's probably you can get struck by lightning faster. And so half of it, you got to enjoy it, right? Right now, I'm starting this company. I have 20 followers on Twitch, 20. And I started from 0, right? But I do it because I enjoy it. So I'll turn on the stream, play my game. And even though I have no one watching, I'm doing it because I want to, right? Even though if you were at a lemonade stand and even though no one was coming, you would sit there because you felt like it, right? And keeping your head in the game is half of it, right? Knowing that you want to do good and you want to have this company, you want to have your snack business in a warehouse, right? You want snacks in a warehouse that you can sell out of. I know you do. Yes. I know. But you have to enjoy the journey now, because you won't be able to do that again, right? Once you already created this warehouse of snacks, you can't just break it back down into the little box that you bought in the beginning. You can't do that, right? You're already too big. So half of it's enjoying it now, but making that social connection, because the biggest advertiser, you want me to tell you this, is people talking. I have never, ever bought anything without asking someone else. And if they know that product, even seeing it once, they will give positive reinforcement back on it. And so if that person bought snacks from you once, you had a great social interaction with them, and someone else said, I want to buy some snacks, right? Right then and there, they go, oh, well, I don't know if I want snacks from him. And the other person goes, you know, he's a great guy,
And when I did buy them, they were okay, but I enjoyed, but it was good. Just that is the, you know what? All right. And if they saw it, so, reviews, right? People put reviews in videos and all that stuff. Reviews are good for a second, like a second thought, right? I don't know if this product's good. Let me check the reviews. That's the same thing as people talking, right? Same thing as people going, you know what? Time to, time to see what this is all about, right? But asking someone else first. So that talking is the biggest advertisement you can get. Social media is actually, you know how people send it to each other and that post becomes viral?
Yep.
That's exactly what happens. People start talking to each other. So your job as a person who wants to create a company is to be confident in your products and create a successful connection between customers and your company, and just enjoy it. As long as you enjoy it, you're good. And that's the difference between small businesses and big businesses, that they already had their shit set up. You don't. And well, not that they already had it set up, but they didn't before, and now they do. You're on the same path.
They went through the process of
setting
the foundation and making it solid.
Yep. And now that's your competition. That's what you should be happy about. You should go, you know what? I'm fighting against them, dude, and this is awesome. Because even though, you have to put in your mind, right, both scenarios, and this would be the end, but put in your mind both scenarios. If it didn't happen, what's the worst, right? If you didn't get that sale today, that's okay. You just get it tomorrow, right? And if you didn't get it tomorrow, that's okay. You just get it the next day because you're happy about it, because you're excited, right? And I guarantee you those people sitting up in Amazon are very excited to see sales come to the window. And you would be too when you go, you know what, it's okay. And I get 1, 2, 4 viewers on my live stream. That's great, right? But if I did, that's okay. And that's the point I got.
I agree with that completely.
Hell yeah, bro.
Even with this podcast, like even if I've gotten a few episodes that have gotten 0 views, but it's still fun because I still like the process.
Yeah, you still do it. And that's exactly what creating the business and being happy. And when people say choose something you like to do, that's why they say it. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be confident in your product and you wouldn't be able to sell it. And creating yourself, you can create yourself to be proud of any product. I mean, that's a salesman. If you're happy about anything, shit, you can sell anything. There it is. But it's getting late, brother. And I appreciate everyone who watched this podcast or listened to it. And make sure to comment down below. Make sure what topics you want to hear next. And if there is a like option, drop it. Because that's what G's do. Drop the like.
Thank you, everyone.
So,
thank you, Ian.
Yeah.
This was an amazing podcast, and I'm excited to continue in the future.
Oh yeah, bro. Hey, everyone, check in next week for the next podcast if you're watching this now. And if you haven't, check into the other ones. Guarantee you they're going to be good. But hey, Anthony, I appreciate you letting me on tonight.
Of course.
And hey, I'll catch you later, bro.